Thanks, Stacia. Good morning, everybody. People are still finding their seats. Quick question. How many of you, raise your hands if you've used any of the digital before, either the free version or the paid version? All right, switch it. If you have not used it, raise your hands. Okay, great. That's quite a few of you that are using it. That's great. Okay, so for some of us, the ones of you who are using digital, you got it all together, right? Like, you got this down, you got it all figured out, you're telling, no, okay. So that's how some of the people who raise their hands who are not doing digital might feel about you. They might think you're the cool cat, right? But the reality is most of us, to some degree or another, feel a little uncomfortable with digital. Now, some of you maybe are really comfortable with digital. Like, you grew up on technology, you've got one of these that is your life, you do everything on it. I've got news for you. Most of you are probably more like me, and we're a nerd, right? But that's okay. We can be nerds together. And it doesn't matter who you are. We didn't build this digital aspect of VBS just for the nerds. We try to build it and support everybody who's trying to use it, whether you're comfortable with technology or less comfortable. In fact, we've got a whole team of people, nerds and non-nerds, who are here to help support you in the digital aspect of VBS. Because we believe that it is really important, and it really can make you more effective and can simplify a lot of things related to VBS. In fact, we want to help you so much that throughout the whole interface inside the digital, we've got this nice little help button down at the bottom. And that takes you into this great knowledge base community where you can ask questions, you can see questions other people have asked, and we've got support people that are there to respond to those questions. And here's one person that sent us a message this past year. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your assistance. You guys are great. So thank you, Patty. I hope we can provide that great a service to everyone. In your catalog, on pages 12 to 14, if you want to have a reference point there, we've dedicated 2 spreads to talking about digital. And digital isn't just an extra add-on. We want digital to become part of the way you do VBS. Because the reality is, digital is infiltrating every other area of our lives, and so it's just a natural fit, right, to have all these extra digital resources. But I'm a geek, right? But I don't want to get so wrapped up in the technology. We're not doing digital VBS because we love technology. In fact, we're doing it to make your life easier, and even more importantly than that, we want to help equip you as you're trying to plant seeds of the gospel in young hearts and minds, right? So at the end of the day, that's what we're all about. And technology is one way that can make us more effective in doing that. So let's talk about some of the ways that we think VBS will hopefully make your job easier. So you can see on that page in your catalog these things, and we're going to go through, and I've got a bunch of examples that we can show. So the first one, everything in one place. All your guides, music, videos. There's so much inside of the digital VBS. All your guides are there. You can print them. You can pull them up on any device. All your music, both the contemporary, the traditional, the simple songs for kids. All of the resources. All the videos, including the daily drama. Even all the posters and signage. This is where you can have all your students and your volunteer data and any coordinators who are helping you. We'll talk more about that in a minute. All of your scheduling, it can handle all of that. So it's all there. All this stuff is available to you. So number 2, team access. And so that would all be great, but it's even better because it doesn't have to just be the director or just be the technology person that's helping you out. Your whole team can have access to this platform. You can share it with any number of people. So inside the tool, you can invite your leadership team. You can invite your teachers. You can invite coordinators. Whether you want to share the guides with them, that's one option. So teachers can get access to the teachers' guides. Whether you want to have somebody help you with the checklist, we've got checklists in there to help you with your digital. Whether you want someone to help you track attendance, you can invite your leaders, your team leaders, and they can track attendance right on their phone. Or whether you want your social media person, the person who's helping you promote VBS, to have access to the graphics that we have right in there to help promote social media. So you can share it with anybody on your team, anybody who needs access, And there's different permissions levels to make that easy and powerful. So number 3, fast searching. That's something you can't do with a physical book, right? I can't say, oh, where did I read that? What page is that on? So there's this cool search feature built into the library. So all of your digital guides, whether you want to search for something craft-related or some supplies or something drama-related, any keyword you want to put in there, it'll pull back all the resources, not just the guides, all of the resources that are related to the thing you're searching for. So it's really handy, makes it really easy. Number 4, available anywhere on any connected device. So if your device can connect to the internet, whether it be a phone, a tablet, or a computer, and there's other systems out there that, sometimes it's only mobile friendly for the people that are doing the registrations, or, only aspects of it are mobile friendly. We try to make every screen in the tool mobile friendly so that you can pull out your mobile phone and you can plan your whole VBS from that if you want to. So whether you're editing your public page for people to see, whether you are searching through your library, that works on your mobile device. Whether you're finding a student, you can pull up the student's contact information. And on your phone, you can tap the little call button, and because it knows their phone number when they registered, it'll make the call right on your phone. So it's a real handy contact solution, way to reach them. Printer friendly, right? So we realized that as great as digital is, you're going to need to print stuff, right? That's the reality of our world. And so we try to make things as printer-friendly as possible. So the guides, you can see right there, every guide has a printable PDF, and it looks like this. So you can print those out as you need to. All of the resources, so coloring sheets, and we've got hundreds and hundreds of resources available to you, clip art, logos, anything you can imagine to help you have everything you need for your VBS. There's a whole name tag printing built into the tool. So after your students register, you can take all of those students and you can print out all your name tags, and it figures out the layout for you based on our template, and it's really handy. You don't have to worry about the Excel export thing. It does it right inside the tool. In fact, you can print your full team roster, and you can print your name tags in a couple of different configurations. You can download your full student list if you want to, so that's always an option. We've also got your schedules. So it's really easy to set up your schedule. You just set a couple of different parameters, and you can print out a schedule for each room, you can print out a schedule for each team, and then you can print out your overall schedule. So it's really handy that way too. Number 6, this is one of our most used features, and that is the online registration. And it's great. It's really easy for people to get on the website. You can post a link on social media, post a link on your website to the registration form, and it flows right into the system, whether you're registering students, like you see here, or volunteers. And if you want to be able to register people, walk-ups at the time of the event, you can have somebody there with a computer keying it in, logged into the system. Or we actually have a kiosk mode as well. So if your church does something where they've got kiosks in the lobby, you could set up the kiosk mode, and they could register for VBS ahead of time right there, and it flows right into the system. So that's really handy as well. We care a lot about safety and security, and the security of your data, the privacy of people's information. And so from the moment that somebody registers all the way through to the storage of the data into the system, the web browser always has that little lock icon. It's always secure, right? It's encrypted. And then beyond that, beyond the technical security, we also want there to be safety. So we've got fields built into the registration system. I am so sorry about that. Okay, that one happened again. All right. Somebody texted me. All right. Now that everybody's awake. Right? Perfect timing. That was on cue. Okay, so you can store the emergency contact information in there, medical concerns, allergy concerns, and anytime you print out that student's information, those fields show up. And anytime you see it in a list, they're noted so that all of your volunteers and your workers are clearly informed that there's something to be aware of. And then same thing with the mobile device. If you're on here, You go into your student, and you need to find an emergency contact. Just pull out your phone, search for them, and you can dial the emergency contact with one tap right there. So really handy. Another feedback, I love the digital and all its features. Thank you, Angela. I don't know if you're here. So that's just a quick overview of a bunch of the features. There's so much more that I don't have time to get into, and I also don't want to bore you. But it's very powerful. And so there's a new feature that we added this year that I think you might be excited about, many of you, because it's been requested quite a lot. And that's related to email. Now, email, you think, OK, I use it every day. How hard is email, right? It's not that complicated. Well, I could tell you about all of the process and the detailed explanation of email's best practices. I could go into the technology behind email and the steps it takes to get email from one computer to another, and the SMTP protocol and all that stuff, but then you'd feel something like this, right? So I'm not going to do that. Me and my team, we're the nerds that figure that stuff out, right? And so we want to make it easy for you. But one thing you might want to be aware of, and the reason we worked so hard on this to make it good, is because of the infamous spam folder, right? Is it going to end up in the spam folder? And it turns out to be a very complicated thing. There are sometimes hundreds of factors that go into whether an email ends up in the junk folder or whether it ends up in the inbox. And so we've worked very hard as much as we can to control the factors that affect that, so that when you send out an email or the system sends out an email, it gets to you. Now, we're not perfect, and every email client is a little bit different, so there might be challenges there. But we already have some emails built into the system. So you can enable a student welcome email. So when a student or a volunteer registers, they get an immediate email back that says, thanks for registering. And then you can also customize that email. And then there's other emails as well for you as directors and coordinators to be able to say, I want a weekly notification of everybody that's registered, or I want to get an email every time someone registers. So there's options there. But the new feature we're adding is the ability to send emails to your whole list. And so we try to make it real easy and straightforward. This is the interface. You can see you can type out the subject line. You can type out what you want it to say. And then you can select the students you want to send to, or the volunteers. They're all in one list. You can select just students or just volunteers. You can select individual students. You can select by classroom or team. So it's pretty flexible. And this is a new feature, so we want your feedback. So again, there's that little help button. And anytime you have questions or ideas for how to improve this feature, please use that and tell us. And then when you send, sometime in the next few minutes, because sending lots of emails sometimes takes time, they'll receive something like this. And it'll be an email in their inbox and with your message and your subject line that you typed out. And another cool feature we had is if they reply to this email, then that email's going to their reply will go straight to you. So that's a really nice feature. It doesn't get lost in the system somewhere. If they reply, it goes back to you. Another quote, VBS Digital tool keeps getting better and better. It has taken me no time at all to get everything up and running. Thank you for the cloning ability. So I haven't talked about this yet, but quite a few of you used digital last year. So there's a really cool feature where if you log in with the same account and organization and stuff, when you log in and go create your new event, you can clone last year's event. And so all the great work you did, making your settings right, making your registration form right, and all that stuff gets transferred over, and it's kept. So you don't have to lose all that information. It doesn't migrate over any of the student data, because you want your students to register again, but you should still have access to the old data in the old event. So that's another great addition to be aware of. So watch out for that as you're going through your event creation process. So we haven't changed the pricing at all this year. It's still the same great price, but we have clarified the options and tried to communicate them a little bit more clearly. So there's a sheet in your bag, there should be, that has kind of a comparison of the different options for digital. So the first one is VBS Digital Free. And this one's cool because it's included with your kit. So none of you have an excuse to not use some aspect of digital. It's great. And it includes all kinds of cool stuff. It includes some checklists. It includes registration, basic registration. It includes the ability to organize your students and your volunteers into teams. You've got promotional items. You even have that public web page where you can promote your event, and you can customize that. You can print name tags in the free version. And new this year, this is a change, we made it so that you can download your data. So when somebody registers, you can export that data back out, even in the free version. So this is your data. We want you to feel like don't want you to feel like you're like stealing your data or anything. So that is a really nice addition this year. And it's got that safety thing with the allergy and medical tracking. So there's a lot built into the free version. So go use that. Go set up your event. It's really easy. The next tier is VBS Digital Plus. And it gets all that stuff we just talked about. It includes that. And then it adds some things. So you can invite others to help run your VBS, that coordinator thing where you can share stuff and share the roles and share the checklists and the ability to customize things. Customizable registration forms. So that's really handy. If you want to gather a piece of data that's not in our default form, it allows you to create as many fields as you want, name them however you want, and really easy. Track attendance. So that's a big one. A lot of people like to track attendance for their VBS. They use it to calculate, the points for teams and things like that. And then the new feature is in this as well, the ability to email your students and volunteers. So that's new this year. So that costs $39 for an upgrade. So if you just got the starter kit or the super starter kit, you can upgrade to Digital Plus for $39. Then there's VBS Digital Pro. And the main thing this adds is the full library. So if you want all the content in digital form so that you can share that with everybody, it includes all 11 teacher guides, special needs guides, leader guides, all 70 posters, all the sewing motion videos, MP3s, lyrics for both contemporary and traditional, the daily drama videos, the promotional and recruitment videos, and the ability to even share lessons with volunteers and stuff like that. So there's lots of cool capabilities in there. The Pro is over $400 in value, but if you buy a Super Starter Kit, it's only a $99 add-on. If you buy a Starter Kit, it's a $149 add-on because the Starter Kit doesn't include music, so it costs a little bit more. We've also got a new video promo. You may have seen it playing in the back, but I wanted to let you guys listen to that and watch it.
Thousands of churches use our Answers VBS curriculum every year. They love it because its in-depth teaching connects God's Word with real life. And now, Answers VBS is even better with digital tools and a digital library. When you order your starter kit, you'll enjoy free access to online promotion tools for your VBS program and for scheduling and registration. When you upgrade your kit to Digital Plus, you'll enjoy leader guides, music, posters, videos, graphics, and so much more. They'll be right at your fingertips on any device.
So that's a new video promo. So it's really easy to upgrade. You can make the purchase with our customer service team out in the lobby. And then to create your event, we've got a table in the back dedicated to digital. And we've got a special offer today. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. So Digital Pro, I talked about this before, but if you buy the kit, Super Starter Kit plus Digital Pro, it's $288. The Starter Kit plus Digital Pro is $248. And inside your kit, when you buy that bundle, when you receive your kit, it'll have this insert. So make sure you're looking for that, because that's gonna be your key to get in. If you buy it from our website, the Answers in Genesis website, you'll also get an email with a special link that'll unlock the capabilities for you. Or if you get really stuck, you can call our customer service. But inside of this is special instructions and kind of that code that'll unlock the digital aspect for you. If you create your event today, free event or a pro event or a plus event, there's a free DVD waiting for you in the back. So all you have to do is create the event on your phone or on your laptop, and then show us that you're logged in and you have an event there, and you'll get a free DVD. So there you go. myanswers.com is the place where this whole thing lives, but you can get there through the purchase process. So thank you very much. That's all I have.
While we transition, does anyone have any questions on digital? Okay, questions, Joel?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like last year we couldn't, and so we had to do paper versions
Okay, so the question was, is there a way to customize the information you want to know when people register online? So with the free version, there's not a way to customize it, but with the Plus or Pro, you have full control over that registration form, and you can add information or ask for whatever you want. Does that make sense? Correct. Right. Yeah, you can add a little text field for that on your registration form, and they can type in whatever they need to. I saw over there. Yes.
I may have missed this, but do you have to change your website in order to have the registration, or does it do it independently?
So your website doesn't have to change. You would just add a link to your church's website that links over to the registration form. It's on a separate website, and they would just link over to that. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
I'm nervous because I don't know who would do that for us. Capability. So
Right.
if we don't have the ability to put a link on our website, I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But can we still use the registration process?
So somehow you need to get people to that page, right? Whether you post it on Facebook. So we've got some tools built in there where you can, share this on Facebook, that kind of thing. So that's one way to do it.
For instance, if I pass out literature, will there be something I can say, go here, you'll register?
Yeah. So there's a way to find that link, and you can paste that onto a printed piece.
Ideally, we can do the website, but I don't
Yeah.
have to. I can just tell people where to go.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
Makes sense. In the back.
The QR code that we get in our packet,
Yes, ma'am.
can multiple people use it, or is it like a one-time? Because like we might want our craft person to be able to look at craft stuff, and our science person to look at science stuff.
Right. So the QR code that you get in your kit, it's the little QR code. Everybody know what a QR code is? It's a little square barcode thing. That basically unlocks the digital tools for you. Once you're in there, there's easier ways to invite people to get into the tool. So you would just go to the coordinator settings in the tool and invite people that way. That's probably the easiest way to do it. If they try to use the same link, then they may end up accidentally creating a separate event, and you don't want that. So try to share it from within the tool. Good question. Is there another one? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So there's scene setters. I don't believe the scene setters are included, but there are a bunch of room signs, and there's a bunch of other posters as well that are included. The really big ones I don't think are in the digital. It's one of the few exceptions. Yeah, I think those ones maybe. I'm not sure.
Those we found, we didn't include those because those we found when you try to print them yourselves are astronomically expensive.
Yeah.
And so we don't include those. We do offer PDFs that people can purchase, but what we've heard is there is no way that that's financially feasible for most people, unless your budget is way up here, and I'm assuming most people do not have a budget way up there. So those aren't included for you.
Stacia, do we have the decoration posters
I
anywhere
believe
they
the
can look at?
decoration posters on there, those are 17 by 22, which is still a lot of ink for you to print, but
Are
the
those on-
17 by 22 ones
Those are the ones along the back, right?
Yeah, some of those sizes back there are on there.
Yeah,
And your
it's on
teaching
the back wall.
posters are on there, your memory verse posters,
Yep.
your Animal Pal posters, the smaller ones are on there as well.
Yep. Good question. Yes, ma'am. Yes, great question. So there are different roles, and each of those roles have different permissions levels. And if you can't find a role that is the permission level you're looking for exactly, just click that help button and let us know, and we'd be happy to explore creating a different role or something like that that suits those needs. Good question. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. No, you can definitely use Facebook for that. And as I was explaining to the gentleman over there, you could even not have a website and just print the link onto a printed piece. and they'd have to type it in, obviously, but that would work as well.
Usually the link is something like myanswers.com/First Baptist Church
Yeah.
or myanswers.com/whatever. So that would be your URL to share whatever is customized for that.
Yep. Anybody else? Okay, well, if you have any more questions, I'll be in the back for a while, and feel free to stop by and show if you're able to set up your event, and we'll give you a free DVD.
Okay.
Thanks
Joel.
everybody.